Zoe and Maxine enjoyed their time with their mom.
As I was only like in pre-K and kindergarten.
She eventually contracted ovarian cancer.
I was around the age of 9 when my mother passed.
Based on the fact that her mom's history was always a thought in my mind that this could be coming.
I'm working on high school applications.
I think she was age 8 at the time. Every 30 days she would seem ill. There was vomiting. It's like a violent flu.
I used to get headaches, like severe headaches, and like I'd be tired all the time. So my dad, he thought something was wrong.
Her white cell counts were elevated to a very, very high number, in the millions.
When I first found out, I was kind of like, whoa, wow, I have cancer, and I can't really do anything about it.
I think what was going through my mind at that time was I can't go through this again, especially with a child.
I didn't really know what was going to happen in the future or what I would have to go through.
They still couldn't determine which type of leukemia it was, but they knew that she had some form of it.
We went to Johns Hopkins Children's Center as sort of a new look, a new place to hopefully we can find that answer in, and it turns out that we did.
Yep, so that's where the cells are stored in liquid nitrogen.
There is a Dr. Arcisi who is, I think, one of the most brightest men I've ever met, who had a ton of experience with leukemia.
We were able to make a diagnosis of a most unusual form of leukemia that eventually evolved into a very serious acute leukemia.
I had AML leukemia, and it's a cancer of the blood.
I think that the reason we can help a patient like Zoe is because we've learned from others, and we'll help others because we've learned from Zoe for sure.
Well, Dr. Arcisi was a really funny and caring guy, and I know he actually cared for my cause.
Her mother had been treated for ovarian cancer during her pregnancy for Zoe with chemotherapy. We had great concerns that that exposure, which usually doesn't result in cancer in the offspring, but there might have been some prior exposure when Zoe was a developing baby. And so that also was part of what might have been going on. In the end, we still don't know that for sure.
I feel like he's one of my heroes because he discovered what was wrong with me with help from other doctors.
And so we had decided very early on, probably soon after we had seen her and come to this diagnosis, that she would need a bone marrow transplant.
They used my oldest daughter, who was a 100% match, as a transplant donor.
Things went well in the end, but I'll tell you, it was a very rough ride for her throughout this whole period.
It was really exciting to see her walk around, and hair started growing back, and it was pretty exciting.
Zoe is absolutely full of life. It's an incredible family. And I think you need that kind of pulling together to get a young child through this kind of treatment.
We've had family members pass away from cancer, not only my mom, but my grandmother, and on both sides. And it seemed like we couldn't beat it, but my sister actually could.